Today I will teach you how to make moss grow in your terrarium. To begin, you have to know that to make the moss grow you need two important elements. You need a lot of light and surfaces which are always wet. You need to keep that in mind before you start. For lighting, I use an Exoterra clamp support with 60 watt LED bulb. For the tank, I use the same tank as in my video on fake rock creation that you can watch on my channel, an Exoterra of 12 by 12 by 18 inches or 30 by 30 by 45 centimeters. I made a 3D animation to show you how it will look with water supplying system. I will make a water circuit which permits to the background to stay wet and let the moss grow. The first step consists to make the electric wire go through the glass of the tank. It will be more aesthetic and pleasant to see. So I use the M12 cable gland. This material permits to place a cable through the partition. Here the reference is M12 IP67. M12 is for the diameter of the thread and IP67 is the waterproofness index. 67 is totally waterproof. I chose M12 because I already have a 12 mm glass drill bit and this diameter is perfect for just one electric cable. Here I'm talking about the wire of the pump. However, it's not an easy diameter to find. Generally, in the electricity department of DIY stores, we find 16 mm diameter. I found mine in an electricity store for less than €1. Here I unscrew just to show you how it looks and how it works. Then I take the dimensions to drill the hole with a 12 mm drill bit. If you have a doubt about the process, feel free to check my video about glass drilling that you will find on my channel. Here I drilled from 5 cm of the bottom and 5 cm of the side to avoid glass breaking. Now I prefer to make a fast forward or it will be a bit annoying for you. Now I place the cable gland to make the wire go through the glass. For the watering system, I'm going to use irrigation pipe for garden that you will find in your local do-it-yourself store, and piece to close the pipe, and knees. In fact, you will see that I use 3 of them. Then I take measurement to cut the pipe with the right dimensions. The difficulty is to consider the length of the knees and above all, the length that remains after the top to deduce the length of the tube to cut. I cut with a meter box to maintain a good finishing level. Pipe is sold as a roll and it's very curved, so you can place it under warm water to bend it as you want. In our case, as straight as possible. Then I drill some holes at regular spaces with standard wood drill bit with a 3 mm diameter. Here I drilled only 6 holes, because I just have only 30 cm. If we make too much holes, we get the risk to lose flow, especially in this case, where the pump is not so powerful. Now I rebuild the wire and the socket, which I cut before. If you want to see it more precisely, I explained that point in my video on fake rocks. At this point, we are ready to test the wall system, so I screw back again the cable gland and all is complete. I can put the water. As we can see, the setting seems to be waterproof, so I can plug the pump. All works correctly, water flow is constant, so all seems to be good. For this video, I use 2 pieces of Xaxim and 1 pit brick, because I already has this stuff since a long time, but be sure that the system will work exactly the same way with EpiWeb, Hygrolon or everything else. For information, Xaxim panels are plates that are obtained from tree fern. I pass the Xaxim panels with an aquarium sealant, as I would do with any other materials. After 36 hours drying, I rebuild the wall system with all elements at the right place. You can see that I didn't pass the pipe to the glass because it stands well without sealant. And it will permit to move a bit the system to adjust the water flow on the front of background if needed afterward. Then I place water again to ensure that the water follows the right path and that the background is wetted enough. It seems to be quite good, but excepted for the right side, which seems to be missing some water. But I will let run the setup some days to be sure that there will not remain too dry areas. In this kind of small tank, we don't have many choices for the side of the pump, but a more powerful pump would have been better. Now I'm gonna create the ground. I will cut the pit brick because it must stay many days in a bowl to fill it with water or it will be too hard to cut. In the video, I didn't let it long enough in water, so I'm a bit in trouble to cut it. Anyway, if the pit brick still floats, that means that it's not ready to be cut. To be sure, let it in the water many days. If it's okay, you will see that you can flake it with hands to carve the way you want. Then I place the pieces in the tank trying to make something which looks good. Now I have to ballast the whole ground to avoid that it go back to the surface of water. Well, the next step is the moss. For the moss now, I use only Java moss, in our case almost Java moss. I will use Vesicularia montagnei because I didn't find Vesicularia dubiana at my local store when I purchased my stuff. But it is nearly the same moss species that you will find in the moss pest store and on the web. I place the moss in a plate and cut it in pieces. The goal here is to make very small pieces, don't be afraid, it will permit to multiply the moss quicker. For more, it will be easier to spread on areas to cover. I take the moss between my fingers and rub it against the surfaces to catch it on them. Some people melt the moss with yogurt to make a kind of glue, but I never use this technique and I don't want to make the tank dirty. Unfortunately, we can't see it on the video, but I can confirm that the moss stands well on the Xaxim. With my experiences, I know that the moss stays even easier hanged on EpiWeb panel. Then I follow the same process for the ground, trying to spread the moss on regular spaces. In this way, surfaces will be covered as quick as possible. Now you must be patient, very patient. Finally, you will see that I tried to add some Ficus pumila. It was just a test, but it grows very well and covers nicely the right side of background, which miss a bit moss. Now I'll let you check the final result in the next part of the video. Thank you all for the support. Don't forget to share the video, it's important for me. And see you for another video. Ciao!